Good evening everyone and welcome to Gundam News. So this past week in Japan was Golden Week, like the famous Japanese week of holidays. So while we didn't get a lot of different news items, what we did get was the Shizuoka Hobby Show and a lot of new Gunpla announcements. Gundam Seed Freedom might be coming to an end in the cinemas, but the model kits sure aren't. To go along with the rest of the Black Knight Squadron, we've got the high-grade Cal-re-A. This thing will be releasing in October, and it's got a pretty hefty price tag of 4,070 yen, 26 US. Even for a more chunky machine, that is still a lot. And while this one promotional image doesn't show us a whole lot, the pictures taken at the event do tell us that it comes packing with goodies for that price. First and foremost, the gold will be separate parts, so no need for annoying stickers or trouble painting them. The downside is that it does look like it's the cheaper molded gold instead of plated gold, but you know, you win some, you lose some. And on top of that, based on this image, our Cal-re-A is also packing some serious beam effect parts to turn it into a very impressive display. And the stands that those Dragoons are on are from the Witch from Mercury weapon display base, so those aren't included. What is definitely going to be plated then is the real great Oowashi Akatsuki Gundam. The price tag will of course be nothing to sneeze at, 8,800 yen, 56 US, but since it's a December release, it'll be the perfect Christmas gift from you to you. And I gotta say, I do really like the new design philosophy of the real grades. The older ones were more skinny, but now they're feeling way more hefty, while still feeling sleek for the more slender machines. Of course, like the Akatsuki. And I am very much liking what I'm seeing here. We only have the one promotional image, but we do have a lot of pictures of it from the Shizuoka Hobby Show. I cannot wait to get my hands on this thing. The only problem then with this kit is of course the obvious question: if we're getting the Oowashi Akatsuki Gundam now, how are we going to be getting the Shiranui Akatsuki Gundam? Is it going to be a standard release or is it going to be a premium Bandai release? I think we all know the answer, but one can dream. Another question I have for the real great Akatsuki Gundam then is related to another kit that they announced, the high-grade Destiny Gundam Spec.II and the Zeus silhouette. So this set is slated for a November release and will set you back a whopping 7,920 yen, which is around 59 US. So despite this being made for the Destiny Gundam Spec.II, the Zeus silhouette was of course used by the Akatsuki Gundam. So the question then is this high-grade set going to be compatible with the new real grade set? And before you think that that is a stupid question, because why would a high-grade set be compatible with a real grade model kit, we did already have something like this happen in the past, where the high-grade Flying Armor and G-Defender got an upgraded release so that you could hook them up to the real grade Gundam Mark II. So being able to hook up the high-grade Zeus silhouette to the real grade Akatsuki Gundam, I think is definitely within the realm of possibilities. And if not, I hope that you can at least hook it up to the old Akatsuki Gundam. Or, you know, I'm never going to say no to an upgraded high-grade Akatsuki Gundam. Back to October then, we're also getting the high-grade Murasame Kai for 2,750 yen, 18 US. And the first thing that I immediately noticed is that the proportions are looking very different from its line art. Mostly in very good ways. The only thing I don't quite like is that the legs now feel a little bit too chunky compared to the sleek legs of the line art. But whatever. The other changes are a more, like, 3D feeling chest because it felt very flat on the line art, almost completely different proportions on the head, and then bigger shoulders and thicker upper arms to make them more proportionate with the lower arms and the chest. Like, those upper arms in the line art were just way too spindly. And we also have a bunch of other small details that were changed because of reasons. Like, the knee armor is smaller, the panel lines on the front skirts are completely different, panel lines on the side skirts and the pelvis were just straight up removed, and on the ankle armor, the gap now goes up way higher, and the 2 indentations on the top are just gone. I mean, like, there are so many differences between these two. This could have just straight up been a revision of the Murasame Kai. Its transformation then, again, looks straight up amazing. And I find it hard to believe that this transformation is from the same series as the Rising Freedom Gundam's transformation and the Immortal Justice's transformation. Like, worlds apart. And all of the Gunpla that I've talked about so far will get all of their details, well, all of their other details, unveiled in June. Then they showed off the prototype of the high-grade Zagok, with more details coming soon. And of course, we also got a premium Bandai announcement. The high-grade Gyan Strom Hilda Haken Custom. It'll go for 3,190 yen, 20 US, and will go up for pre-order soon. Meaning that we'll also get all of the details very soon. Although I have no doubt that it is just going to be a straight-up color swap of Agnes's Gyan. And talking about traders, Nika and Nanaura's figurized standard figure got officially announced. It'll go for 4,180 yen, 27 US, and she'll be maintaining your mobile suits in October. Just like many of the other kits, more details will be coming in June, but based on the pictures that we have, we can already tell that she will come with her tablet, parts to replicate her sitting position, and 3 faceplates. A pre-printed regular smiling face, and then a big smiling face and a surprised face, where you still have to apply the waterside decals for the eyes. Next up then, we have the Universal Century, where we got one of the funniest and most adorable announcements in years. The Best Mecha Collection 1/144th scale RX-78-2 Gundam Revival version. Basically, they took the proportions of the first RX-78-2 model kit, which was also just straight up the first Gundam model kit ever, and then upgraded it with modern Gunpla technology. This includes just straight up being able to rip the parts from the runner like a savage, being completely color accurate down to the V on the crotch, which is not even standard practice with all high grades, and slightly upgraded articulation, because they do also keep some of the limitations of the old kit, like no movable skirt armor. So it manages to be both an upgrade, but still very faithful to the original kit. For accessories then, it comes with almost the same things as the original. We get a beam rifle, shield, and 2 beam sabers for the backpack. But instead of 2 active beam sabers, we now just get 1 active beam saber and then 1 deactive beam saber. Also, unlike the RX-78-2 itself and the other accessories, which were all made to be completely color accurate, the beam saber did just remain a solid white beam toothpick, unfortunately. But at 1,320 yen, 8 US, this is still a very nice set that I will definitely be picking up. What remains to be seen then is how far they're going to be carrying this line, because I'm fairly certain they'll also make a Char Zaku and a normal Zaku, but what happens after that? Are we going to get the other, like, V project kits like the gun tank and the gun cannon? Are we going to get a Gu, Vidom, or again, is it just going to be the first 3? And I would also be totally fine with like the bigger ones being remade in this style. Just like imagine a 1/60 scale Gundam like this. For the real great RX-78-2 then, we got a video showcasing all of its top of the line features as well as a premium Bandai weapon set announcement. The video will tell you all about the real great's amazing articulation and sliding armor, which really is a sight to behold, and also touts its various new locking mechanisms, because of course, one of the things that the original RX-78-2 was the original real great RX-78-2 was kind of infamous for was parts falling off if you so much as looked at the thing. The weapon set then goes for 2,200 yen, 14 US, and based on the images we have so far, consists of a second Hyper Bazooka, Hyper Napalm, Beam Javelin, Beam Saber with a Beam Slashing effect part, Hyper Hammer, and Gundam Hammer. And another premium Bandai limited announcement was the Gundam TR6 Barzam 2 ReZeon specification Advance of Zeta reboot version. It'll go for 5,280 yen, 34 US, but other details will be released at a later date. So right now we don't know which accessories it'll come with or don't come with, other than what is shown on the pictures, of course. Not premium Bandai limited then, but Gundam Side F limited, is the high-grade Gym 3 Axis Shock Image Color version. It is currently slated for a June release, goes for 1,980 yen, 13 US, and just like the other Axis Shock colored images, it now comes with a really cool golden glow on the parts to simulate the events at the end of Char's counterattack. And now that we have all of the grunts in this very cool color scheme, I wonder if the new Gundam and the Sazabi are going to be next. From Gundam Wing then, we're getting a new Master Grade. But before you get your hopes up, it is a Master Grade Super Deformed. The Wing Gundam Zero Endless Waltz version. It'll be releasing in November, with more details coming in June. But you can already admire its inner frame, courtesy of some pictures from the Shizuoka hobby show. And then last, and definitely also least, there was the 13th option part set, Gunpla Battle Arm Arms. And the reason that I say that this is the least exciting is because it is just a re-release of an already existing set. The Gunpla Battle Arm Arms. The name remains the same, the price remains the same, 880 yen 6 US, but the box is now different and it'll be released in November. But wait, there is still more. Because they also showed off some upcoming kits and the prototypes of kits that have yet to be announced. So we again got to see the figurized standard Puru 2 and the prototype for the high-grade Universal Century Psycho Gundam Mark II. And now we go back to Gundam Freedom. The movie has entered its 16th week, and Japanese moviegoers will now be presented with a special photo card set. And what is really cool is that these are the photos that were also on Kira's desk in like the movie and could be seen throughout the series. And at the same time, they also launched the hashtag Seed Freedom Meshi Challenge, which translates to Seed Freedom Food Challenge. And that is because they are challenging the fans to recreate certain food items seen in the movie. And for the people who want to try this, or who just want to look at the creations of other people, I will have the URL down below, where you can then find all of the screenshots for the food items, as well as the hashtag, which includes a Japanese character. Or, if you prefer your food to be made for you, then from the 24th until June the 17th, the Gundam Seed Freedom and Animate Cafe collaboration will be returning. It'll be held at the Hareza Ikebukuro location, and they do only offer takeout, although there is plenty of room to eat up your food in the vicinity. For something a bit more fancy then, there's Gundam Seed Freedom in concert. which will be held in Yokohama on July the 6th. But for people who want to attend the event, advance tickets will only be sold through a lottery system to Gundam Fan Club Premium members, so it'll be quite the exclusive event. And then finally, we of course also have some more Gundam Seed Freedom merchandise. This time using the illustrations made for the Gundam Seed Series Grand Prix 2024. There's clear files for 4,400 yen, 3 US, stickers for also 440 yen, a big acrylic stand for 2,970 yen, 19 US, smaller acrylic stands for 1,650 yen, 11 US, and can badges for 495 yen, 3 US. All of these items will go up for sale in late July, and you can get them from Animate and other stores. Meanwhile, on the gaming front then, in Gundam Battle Operation 2 for the PlayStation, the Roswell Jagan from UC Engage has joined the fray, and in UC Engage itself then, we got a double whammy. First, we got the Crimson Lightning event, which of course came with an event unit assembly of the Crimson Lightning himself, and also of one of his famous machines, the UR Johnny Raiden's Gelgu cannon. Then we got a new Battle Rush event, followed by a super limited unit assembly featuring the UR Hathaway Noah and UR Xi Gundam. But then the biggest gaming announcement for this week came from Gundam Breaker 4. We finally got the release date, August 29th. And at the same time, digital pre-orders also went live for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and Steam. And for the people who want to get a digital version on the Switch, that will be coming soon. And Xbox players, you people don't exist. So this digital version will be available in 3 sets. The game alone is $59.99. The Digital Deluxe Edition is $89.99 and will include the base game, 15 early unlocks, a season pass, and parts for the Gun Barrel Strike Gundam. And then the Digital Ultimate Edition is $99.99 and comes with everything of the Deluxe Edition, plus diorama packs 1 to 4 and a digital Gundam Breaker easel and poster set. And then regardless of which set you go for, if you pre-order it, you'll also get early unlocks for the RX-78 Gundam recirculation color and a set of builder's parts, so the same as with the physical version. This announcement was also accompanied by a new trailer, which I will have linked down below, and an updated list for which Gunpla will be appearing in the game, which I will also have linked down below. And in other news, mass production type Riko's third and final season will start airing on June the 27th. The theme of this season is family and starts with Riko returning to her parental home. Here she then finds a half-finished model kit that belonged to her grandfather, and through the process of building it, she gradually learns more about her grandfather. For example, she goes to a model shop where he also used to go. And I'm assuming that the kit she'll be building is a Barb's kit, because that is also the name of the first episode. As for the things you could get this week then, there was just a new Gachapon set. For 500 yen a spin, 3 US, you could get one of the 8 mini Carddass machines. Each set comes with 10 regular cards and 2 holographic cards, and they can actually be dispensed by the little machine by cranking the little handle. Next up then, there wasn't any new reading material, so it's already on to the apparel news with Bankore and Gundam Seed Freedom. First up on Tuesday, you could order 4 of these super cool towels. And the super cool is actually part of the name, because their main goal isn't to dry you off, but for you to make the towels wet so you can put them on you to cool you off during the summer. And the available designs are Kira and the Mighty Strike Freedom, Atheron and the Infinite Justice Gundam Type 2, Atheron and the Zagok, and Shin and the Destiny Gundam Spec.II. They go for 1,980 yen each, 13 US, and are slated for a June release. And then the second, and already final thing, it definitely was Golden Week, was this Gundam Seed Series Grand Prix 2024 acrylic stand, featuring the commemorative image for 3,900 yen, 25 US. And this thing is slated for a July release. And as always then, let's quickly wrap things up with the polls. A few weeks ago, Gundam.info wanted to know which thing we're the most excited about for Gundam's 45th anniversary. And I am both happy and surprised to see that the Gundam GWX anniversary project came in first with 56.7%. And I typically see G Gundam and Gundam Wing as being more popular series in the West, and, well, for Gundam X, despite being one of my favorite Gundam series, it is definitely an underdog. So it is definitely cool to see that this came in first. And who knows, maybe it'll give them a little push to make the anniversary project even better. Second place then went to the Gundam Next Future Road to 2025 with 24.7%. Third place went to the commemorative illustrations, which still got 12.7%. And then with a whopping 5.9% of the votes, there was the commemorative logo in last place. And now, while you might think I was being sarcastic about that 5.9%, I'm actually surprised that it got as much as it did, because this commemorative logo is literally just a golden haro with 45 written on it. And yet, almost 6% of the voters thought that that was the most exciting thing about Gundam's 45th anniversary. But yeah, that has been all for this week's Gundam news. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great evening, and I'll see you all next week with more Gundam news.